What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel.
Today, I don't know, we're not really doing anything, but 3:02 Saturday, September 8th, and we're talking about Hurricane Florence. When it hits, it's supposed to be a category 4 or something. Looking like it's gonna come up to North Carolina, which is where we are, and it's supposed to be a pretty big and bad storm. Show you. You can read about this. You can pause it and read it. That's what it's supposed to hit us. I felt weird. Ben walked off and left, and now it's really blurry. Let it focus. Okay. Ben just walked off and left. He's not interested in this video. He's the one that wanted to do it, but he wants me to do all the talking. But we're just gonna like record what happens. So let y'all know if anything happens, I guess. We always say prepare for the worst, but expect the best. So we got a box here full of batteries and flashlights and candles and lighters and stuff. We got propane for the grill. Well, that was a cool way to start the video. We're just bringing you an update on our hurricane. Today is Monday, September 10th,
2018.
It's currently 3:09. I just got home from work and got a shower and everything. We're getting ready to head out and get some more supplies for the hurricane. And we're also going to the church to decorate and do the sign. So, here's the update though.
Today, let me be clear. North Carolina is taking Hurricane Florence seriously. And you should too.
That was the governor of North Carolina, and he's right. North Carolina is looking at some serious danger with this storm. The first mandatory evacuations were ordered to all residents and visitors on Hatteras Island in North Carolina's Outer Banks. Hurricane Florence is expected to bring severe impacts to the area, and red flag warnings were in effect on beaches across the coastline, warning swimmers to stay out of the water. Students at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, are under a voluntary evacuation order. Classes there are canceled. It looks like many residents of North and South Carolina have been taking warnings seriously. Supermarket shelves were already empty days ahead of the storm. The governors of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia have all declared states of emergency to free up resources to prepare for Florence. And in Virginia, state agencies have already begun preparations for potential impacts. The U.S. Navy has relocated its ships off the coast of Hampton. Hurricane Florence will likely make landfall anywhere from South Carolina through Virginia as a major hurricane in the coming days.
Okay, well that was the update, and so we gotta head to the church and decorate. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Also, we gotta do the sign, which depending on how the weather goes, we'll just have to go back and take the letters off the sign. But if it don't get too bad, then they can stay up. Right now it's looking like it's gonna get bad. We're praying for the best.
It's 50-50 right now.
After we go to the church though, we're gonna go to the store and get some more supplies and get ready for the hurricane. We'll bring y'all guys along for the journey. So, see you soon. We made it to the church. Here.
What do you think about the hurricane? Oh!
We just got done decorating. Now we're gonna go do the sign. And then we're gonna go to Walmart.
What do you think about the hurricane? Is it bad or good? The hurricane's bad. What do you have to say to the people? Tell them something. Say something to Emma. She wants us. We're at Walmart.
No,
We just
I
now
wasn't
pulled
parked
in,
here. You
so
can't even get
yeah.
out.
We'll see you guys when we get in.
Back out.
So.
Back out.
The water, you guys. Look, all that's left is this water. We can get some of this.
Okay, so we're back with an update for the hurricane. So, we'll let it focus. It's currently Wednesday, September 12th at 5:04. I'm getting ready to go to church. Here's the update.
Hi, this is Ken Graham again here at the National Hurricane Center. We are live right here in our operations area. Everybody behind me looking at the tropics real close, making the forecast, looking at all the science, and here we are translating this into information that you can use. This is the latest information, and it looks like the latest wind speed we're getting at as we speak. Hurricane Florence still 130 miles an hour. And look at the structure. We look on the screen, very pronounced eye structure, eye wall structure with the convection right around the center. But I do want to take your eyes a little bit away from the center because we talk about these impacts being well away from the center. Some of these rain bands, you'll start seeing some of those start to form well out ahead of this system, and that's really important to remember because those impacts can arrive well before we get any sort of landfall. And this is the latest update, the 11 o'clock update that we have from the operations area here. And I want to look at this right here. Look, that's 170 or so miles away from the center. We have tropical storm force winds. So this isn't about just the center. It really is a very large storm, and we're still forecasting a major hurricane headed for the Carolina coast. Now, we've been talking about this for a while, and we start seeing this is 8 o'clock on Thursday, this is 8 in the morning Friday, and this is 8 in the morning Saturday, and then 8 in the morning on Sunday. That's not a lot of distance, and as a result, this slowing down and hovering right along the coast there, that's going to prolong some of our impacts. And really, if you look at the uncertainty, 2/3 of the time, we look at our cone. 2/3 of the time, we expect the center to be somewhere in this cone. And that's going to be real important as we look at some of the impacts. And the other part here, we really got to look at these hurricane warnings and extending outside the cone as well. So it's not just about that cone, it really is about all those impacts. Here's another point that I really want to show. This is critical. If you're in these areas, looking at the Carolinas, coastline and inland, this is the arrival of tropical storm force winds, and that's tomorrow morning. And even inland throughout the whole day on Thursday, those tropical storm force winds making their way inland. So what does this mean? At some point, the preparedness ends and you start getting ready for the storm. And in this case, we look at tropical storm force winds as being too dangerous to be outside getting ready. We have to get ready today. Today's the day that we got to wrap up our getting ready, wrap up the preparedness, because tomorrow we start getting these winds and these rain bands. Things start to go downhill really quick. Let's talk about some of those impacts. One of them is going to be the heavy rain. As a result of the slowdown of this system, we're getting staggering amounts in the forecast when it comes to rainfall. We're looking at 20 to 40 inches potentially right along the North Carolina coast into portions of southeast North Carolina. But not just there. Look inland. You go inland, north of Myrtle Beach, 10 to 15 inches of rain, and around Charlotte, Raleigh, 6 to 10 inches of rain. And you look at these values. You got terrain, you got torrential rain. That is a dangerous, life-threatening situation, and when you got terrain and flash flooding and ponding of the water, river flooding will be also a big impact. So all these areas need to be very prepared. Here's a big point I want to make on this map. Sometimes these values do shift depending on the actual forecast. So if you're sitting over here thinking, well, I'm right on the edge, I might be okay. Any one of these areas thinking you might be okay, as we saw overnight, some of this heavy rain values and the forecast shifted southward based on the forecast. That can happen depending on the forecast. Little wobbles or changes in the forecast, these values can change quickly, and that's why we ask everybody near and in here, you got to be prepared for this. It's a big impact. Let's look at the storm surge. That's one of the big factors we have, and a staggering amount of storm surge. This is a powerful major hurricane. As a result, you pile up a lot of water, and there's a couple points to make here. As far down as Charleston, 2 to 4 feet, 4 to 9 feet as you travel up the South Carolina coast. Into North Carolina, staggering amounts, 9 to 13 feet, and especially even going northward, you still get quite a bit of storm surge well north. The key point is very dangerous. Half of fatalities in these tropical systems is with the storm surge, and some of these large values where the water is shoved in because the system lasts so long, you can get some of the storm surge values going up rivers and creeks and start backing up when you have the rainfall that can't drain. Think about that. That's why we compound the issue when we look at the storm surge values. And another point to make, very critical, you could be pretty far away from that center and still get the storm surge. You could be 50 miles, 60 miles more away from the center and still get the elevated water. So be ready. If you listen to the local emergency managers, listen to the local officials. If they're telling you to leave, you have to leave. This is a life and death situation. Now, we're getting a lot of questions about the difficulty of the forecast, and it isn't easy to forecast. Things can change and the models change. We want to talk about Stacy Stewart right now because he's been looking at it real close. And one of the questions we get as we walk over to Stacy. Stacy's on duty in the day shift today, looking at the forecast for the hurricane. And Stacy, the question we keep getting is, the models change, they're showing this slowdown and they're different. I mean, how does that make your job really tough making the forecast for the hurricane?
Well, one thing we've learned over the years is you don't make kind of rash decisions based on quick changes by the models, because the models can always change back and forth. We can't. We can't shift the track to the left and back to the right, back to the left. We also know that the models are not the same. Each model is developed independently by various organizations. Therefore, they have different strengths and weaknesses. So we take the consensus approach, where we average out all those differences and we actually get a better forecast. It's kind of like everything your parents told you about 2 wrongs not making a right. Well, here we have 4 or 5 wrongs that make a right, make a better product. And also experience has shown us that, especially when storms begin to slow down like the models are forecasting here, you really don't want to make drastic changes because the steering currents are just too weak to say definitively it's going to go this direction or some other direction.
What's slowing the system down? We had a decent movement, then all of a sudden stalling out, slowing down. What's causing that, Stacy?
Well, we actually have a weather feature over the south central part of the United States, Texas. This trough is forecast to move over the Tennessee Valley region and then erode the ridge along the east coast of the United States. That's going to cause the steering currents to basically collapse, become very weak. Now you have this spinning wheel in the middle of no place to go, and it'll just sit there until the weather pattern changes.
Perfect, Stacy. Thank you. Stacy in charge of the forecast today, spending a lot of time looking at the data, looking at the hurricane, get you the best forecast possible. But as I've said before, no matter where the landfall ultimately ends, we don't concentrate just on that point. This is a very large storm with a lot of impact, with the prolonged winds really battering the coastline and inland with the saturated soil. A lot of trees down, a lot of prolonged power outages, big storm surge, and also looking at that heavy rain even inland with the dangerous flash flooding. So all in all, today is the time to get your preparedness actions complete, because tomorrow things go downhill as we start getting those tropical storm force winds and we start getting those rain bands. So this has been Ken Graham here live at the National Weather Service right here at the National Hurricane Center, talking to the forecasters, and we'll be keeping you posted as the storm nears the coast.
Hey guys, so we're back with the update, and the worst for us is supposed to be here tomorrow and Sunday, but the wind's already picking up. So you can see, yeah, there we go. The wind's picking up. Anyway, so I'm still zoomed in. My bad. Do you want to say anything? Why? I don't know. Weird. Anyway, so it was raining earlier, but I quit. Now it's just like windy and cloudy. Tomorrow's supposed to be the worst, and Sunday. And here's the
5 miles an hour, so right around this center, moving very slowly inland, and as a result of that slow movement, we're still getting a lot of these rain bands parking over the same area. I do want to illustrate that it's real important, because when you look at the radar, you really think that rain's moving fast, and of course it is when you look at the individual cells, but notice for a...
So, my hair's getting blowed everywhere, but that's the update on the hurricane. There's possibly, we could lose power, and so we prepared for that. We could get tornadoes or anything. I'm not sure. What? Why? You come talk then. He said you're calling me cringy, and he won't even get in front of the camera and talk to you guys. Well, get over here. What do you want me to say? See? That was cringy. Anyway. He just about made me fall. He's running away. That's the update. We'll keep you updated. So, I guess we'll see you later.
Alright, so today's supposed to be the hurricane. It's supposed to be a little delayed, I guess. But yeah, look. Whoa. The news ain't got. It's a little rainy too. It's just sprinkling a little. Yeah, not much is happening right now. Alright, so
We just lost power.
yeah,
And we'll show you outside.
let's go.
We'll just see when we get there because it's hard to
Yeah, it's hard to
do this because I
Here,
got
I can hold it.
I ain't got my tripod, just this light in my hand. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna
Yeah.
Peace. Transition. And we're outside now.
Yeah.
So this is what it's looking like. It's very windy, way windier than yesterday. The wind is blowing into my face. By the way, that right over there, right there,
It's cold.
it's chicken houses across our field. So that's what that is, if you wonder.
Whoa, what was that?
I don't know what that was.
Power box?
So like, that's our neighbor. But
Hi, neighbor.
it's really windy and
He's Jackie.
rainy and cold, and we lost power. So we'll see you guys later for an update. We're not sure if they're gonna catch.
Update, we're eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Yeah.
Enjoy us doing that.
It's beautiful outside. It's just beautiful. Golden.
No, that's weird.
I didn't know that.
We're gonna stop here, but we'll record later.
Hey, I'm gonna cut
Hopefully
my
you
phone
guys
off
are
and
doing okay.
save my.
Maybe play some board games and we'll
We'll
record
record
some
that.
of that.
I might rage. Sorry.
To ignore him. Ignore him. I don't know why.
Ignore?
I don't know why I said it like that. I was like, ignore him. It's
Ignore him.
Anyway, we'll see you soon. Look at what people's doing now.
We might do that.
They're doing the weather challenge. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but there was this weather guy doing an update and he was acting like he couldn't stand up. And then these like teenage guys just walked normally behind him. So now everyone's doing this. Other people got, there's a bunch of people doing it. They're really funny. Okay, so we're currently in the car going to dollar store to get dice. Don't ever do that. Hurricane guys, just don't do it. But
We're driving in it right now.
I didn't even fix my hair.
It's not even here yet.
It looks pretty terrible.
It's not even fully here yet.
But it's good. It's whatever. I'll show you when we pass this car what it looks like outside. Okay. It's just raining. Raining. We're currently in the dollar store. And we're literally the only ones here other than workers.
Scorecards in it.
And we're here for Yahtzee dice.
Alright.
It's pretty crazy. But we got them. Hold on.
Here comes Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
I'm LeBron James.
Now go get it.
You better not.
I wonder if Fred's has them.
We're leaving Dollar General right now, guys. It's raining.
That was ridiculous.
And he just jumped in a puddle. Anyways, we'll see you soon. We're in Fred's, and again, we're the only ones in here other than workers.
I know.
And we're gonna go to Walmart, but we hear sirens right now. Listen. I'm gonna stop recording now. Walmart. Looking for Yahtzee papers. And
They have hangman. They have Rock'em
there's
Sock'em
gas
robots.
out.
Gas out. It actually smells bad. Simple heat.
Well, come on.
We're gonna get out of here. We're at Big Lots looking for Yahtzee papers again. And this is how we roll.
Look at that side.
Okay, so it just came out at Dollar Tree. I was gonna record in there, but they were playing some kind of awful music that I wasn't about to record. But we're getting ready to head home. The wind's picking up. It's starting to rain more. And Ben, why did we go to the store in a hurricane? Because we're savage, not average. Right? He's back there choking. Oh, we're gonna go. We'll see you. If we see any trees down or anything, we'll show y'all. And we'll see y'all soon. And keep you updated. Peace. We're gonna play Yahtzee now. Ooh, sex. He wasn't ready for that. But update. Still raining. Still windy. Not. But the wind kind of, I guess it hates us because every time we try to record it, it just stops. Florence must be shy. But yeah, still raining, still windy, still a chance to lose power again.
Still a chance for a tornado.
Still a chance for flooding. And Mom's calling us because it's supper time.
And tornado.
Still
and
chance, tornado, storms, all that stuff. So I think it's through tomorrow.
Tonight into tomorrow.
My mom's calling me because it's supper time, so I need to go see what she needs.
Hold on!
We'll keep you updated. Okay guys, Hurricane Florence is leaving, over, gone, I don't know. So it didn't hit us as bad as it was supposed to. So it was supposed to be a lot worse than it could have been, but it wasn't, so thank God for that. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone who was affected by Hurricane Florence and who has to go back to their homes being flooded and stuff and have to clean up that. We'll be praying for y'all.
Hopefully y'all don't have sharks in your houses.
And we'll be praying. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll be praying for everyone that is affected by hurricanes and disasters and any tragedy. We'll just pray for you either way. We just pray no matter what. Anyway, that was just me rambling. Well, that's all for this week's video.
If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, turn on post notifications to get notified when we upload every Tuesday. Don't forget to remember, Jesus loves you.
And so do we.
Peace out.
Bye. And don't. That's your part. I was about to say it.
And
Well,
don't forget to remember, Jesus loves you.
So do we. Okay, we're redoing that. Okay.